Yeah, I don't like this. That is to be expected. Hello y'all, this is the Ninja DC and what may be my most controversial video yet, as I explain why I don't like Legend of Korra's KorraSami ending. Now before you grab your pitchforks, which who are you kidding, you probably already did, I said I dislike but do not hate. Hate would have been if Kuvir would have got away scot-free after killing hundreds or possibly thousands of people. This is a confusing meh in comparison, and an otherwise flawless finale. First off, my issue with KorraSami deals with the story and has nothing to do with the fact it's a bisexual or lesbian ship. I feel I should not even have to say this, but I just know someone would in the comments below. I'm from the anime fandom and a Song of Ice and Fire fandoms respectfully. To put bluntly, those media push forward LGBT issues much more than Korra could ever dream of with this last minute hand-holding. And no, I'm not just talking about anime fan service Yuri. Heck, I just finished Psycho-Pass Series 2 the day before Korra's ending. And Series 1 of Psycho-Pass had a much better integrated surprise bisexual shipping in its ending, as it actually built it up, foreshadowing without contradicting, well, what we know about the characters. And as for Song of Ice and Fire,
you killed her children!
Like a mouse!
My issues with KorraSami's ship ending, and yes it is a ship that has been confirmed by the creators if not it was already very obvious, is how it is a last minute retcon of both characters. Also, the show could seemingly go out with a mic drop, or as Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, more accurately put it, a gimmick for a good cause. And yes, it is a last minute retconning and changing of two characters. Look, Season 1 and 2 clearly showed both Korra and Asami as straight characters, not so ironically through the same guy. Saying they were both bisexuals from the beginning that just so happened to never show any interest at all in the same sex till the last episode, while possible is a statistical impossibility. A person's sexual preference, from my opinion and experience, while malleable along a scale, is mostly determined by birth. Having two females go from one end of the scale to the opposite just does not make sense unless you want to start arguing homosexuality is a choice. And before someone brings it up, but this is a fantasy world with magic, anything is possible after all, right? Just stop. The idea behind speculative fiction is to have fictional worlds that allow us to explore humanity through characters in impossible situations. For it to be good and actually work, those characters must actually be realistic, even if they're not people. They must at least behave, well, like people, even when they're technically not. When this retcon was decided upon and the foreshadowing actually started to be laid is up to debate. Many say it was foreshadowed since the beginning. I call bull on that for the reasons I already noted. The very earliest actual potential romantic foreshadowing between Korra and Asami is at the end of Season 3 in my opinion, with a very Florence Nightingale-like, well, resolution of that season. So I'm led to believe it was decided somewhere in between Season 3's development at the earliest. Either way, it would mean that we were more than halfway into the franchise when he decided to make a major character change. It was definitely not something laid out from the series beginning, and doesn't really encapsulate what Korra is about. The series, not the character. As to why they decided to do such a huge retcon by the last minute, or well season, I don't know, but I do have three leading theories. One is for, well, fan service. Season 4, as has been noted by other fans, is the most fan service heavy season of Korra, with events like bringing back Toph to kick ass. Yet they couldn't find the time in 4 seasons to have Katara do the same. Anyway, making KorraSami canon could be the cherry on top, as that shipping is to Korra what Narusaku was to the Naruto fandom. The second reason is so the creators could have one last moment of cultural influence by creating a bisexual lead. And the third is so the creators have one last middle finger to Nickelodeon. Is it sad I consider this possibly the most honorable reason? I kid, but seriously, f you Nickelodeon. The way you handled Korra is a prime example of what is wrong with the US entertainment industry, and will all but assuredly make a video onto itself. However, I don't feel is necessarily any one reason but a combination. Essentially the fans planted the idea, and creators like the prospect of 2 and 3. However, as I said, I dislike this choice but don't hate it for a reason. I believe in the writing philosophy that the plot should not drive the characters, but the characters should drive the plot. So I feel changing a character, or characters in this case, because of the reasons I noted, and not by their own motivations, is sort of a betrayal of said characters. But at least Korra and Asami have great chemistry. No, I'm not talking romantic chemistry, but general character chemistry. Korra, the Brudatar and Asami the Adorable Scientist just made such a perfect team in Season 3 and beyond. My point with this is if they're going to retcon characters for the reasons I noted for a bisexual ship, at least said ship is interesting. Well, at least more interesting than any of them with Mako. Sorry, Mako. Well, this is the Ninja DC. Keep calm and an open mind. While I consider KorraSami's ending, well, poor writing on the writer's part because it betrays who the characters have been established as before now, I cannot deny that it is canon. I might dislike it, but I can't deny that it is, well, canon within the show material and also the outside world of the writers. So yeah, even though I dislike something, I won't deny that its canonality. That is a very awkward word.
もはや誰も俺を止められねえ